MLB is back, and today I'm going to give you 4 previews of MLB games and my betting analysis and scouting reports for those games. I'm also going to give you 2 of my client plays for today. The first game I'm going to go over is the early game. We've got the Chicago Cubs going against the Arizona Diamondbacks. The line for this game has both teams about even, but I really don't know why. So let me go over my rankings first. I rank all the teams batting, bullpen, and starting pitching, and I curve them to 30. There's about 300 starting pitchers in my database, but I rank them on a curve of 30 so I can compare them equally to the bullpens and the batting. So batting, ranked-wise, I have the Cubs batting number 4 out of 30 teams in MLB, and I have the Diamondbacks batting 5th. The way I do my rankings is I take current form, season form, and a bunch of peripheral statistics and batting average, run production. A lot of statistics go into it, and I weight them with a percentage, and I come out with my rankings. This is the same ranking system that I used when I was an MLB scout, and it seems to work quite well since I'm the number 1 baseball profit capper in 2024 at WagerTalk, and I'm number 1 all sports in the last 2 of 4 years. So batting, I have both teams in the top 5. Bullpen, also, both teams in the top 10. I have the Cubs ranked 9 and the Diamondbacks ranked 8. So pretty even on batting and bullpen, but where we see a huge discrepancy here is in starting pitching. We got Justin Steele for the Cubs, and we got Ryan Nelson going for the Diamondbacks. Ryan Nelson is an awful pitcher. He's just terrible. And his outer numbers and his peripheral numbers both show that. On a curve of 30, I have Ryan Nelson ranked 24th out of 30. And Justin Steele, I'm a big Justin Steele fan. I have been for a couple of years now. But he's finally coming into form this season, pitching really well. I have him ranked 5th on a curve of 30 starting pitchers. So overall, Cubs have a huge advantage at starting pitching, and everything else seems to be pretty equal between these two teams. So I don't have an official play on this game, but if I were to bet this game, I would definitely take the Cubs here. Not a lot of people realize that the Cubs are batting better than the Diamondbacks. Diamondbacks are one of the better hitting teams in MLB, but the Cubs actually are batting better than the Diamondbacks, and they have a huge advantage at starting pitching. Bullpens, rather rested, should be able to close out the end of the game after Steele comes out. So if I were to bet this game and make an official play, I would definitely take the Cubs here, but it's not an official play. Before I get on to my other rankings, I want to let you know that I have a 4% best bet in Major League Baseball today. If you go to this link below, you can get that 4% play, and I have 2 prop plays included in that package with that 4% MLB best bet. It's a money line play. I really like it, and you can grab it at that link below. As I said earlier, I'm the number 1 baseball profit capper at WagerTalk. Year to date, 2024. Nobody else can say that. I'm also the number 1 all sports profit capper at WagerTalk 2 of the last 3 years in profit. So if you want to make a profit, I'd probably be a good capper to follow. You can go down to that link and get my 4% play today. Follow me and make some money with me. One more grovel I'd like to do in this video is ask you to hit the like and subscribe buttons. Doesn't cost you anything, but what it does is it tells WagerTalk, hey, I like the information Tokyo Brandon is giving me, and I'd like to see more. The more likes that this video gets, WagerTalk will know, hey, we'll have Brandon make more videos because people like it. So if you hit that like button, it just takes 2 seconds of your time. Please hit the like. I would sincerely appreciate it. Now, on to the next 3 preview games. The next game I'm going to look at is the Reds and the Nationals. We got Frankie Montas going against Patrick Corbin for the Washington Nationals. So again, I'm going to break down my rankings. The Reds batting. I have the Reds ranked number 5 on a curve of 30 in batting, while I have the Nationals ranked 18th. Bullpen. I have the Reds ranked 21st in bullpen, so their bullpen is really struggling, and I have the Nationals ranked 16. Pretty bad bullpens for both teams. Both of them are under average. And then starting pitching, this is where I see a big discrepancy here. Frankie Montas, not a big fan of his, but he actually ranks a little higher than I expected. He's ranking 17 out of 30 on a curve of 30 out of all starting pitchers in Major League Baseball, while Patrick Corbin ranks right about where you would expect him to rank, which is 22nd out of 30, towards the bottom. Patrick Corbin does not belong in Major League Baseball. He should not even be in Triple-A. He should be either Double-A or Single-A. He's just an awful pitcher. But he does go deep into the games. So an outs recorded for Patrick Corbin might be a decent play. But I have a different play, which is a client play. It's a two-leg parlay that includes this game. I will get to that in my next preview. I'll tell you how to group them together. Aside from that, Cincinnati Reds first 5 money line would be a decent play as well, because they have a huge advantage at batting and they have a good advantage in starting pitching. So Cincinnati Reds first 5 money line would be another decent play. That's not the client play, but if I had to bet this game singly, that's probably how I would approach it. I don't trust the Reds bullpen. So the next game I'm going to preview is the Tigers and Toronto Blue Jays. And this game I'm going to group together with the Reds and Nationals game in a parlay, and I'll tell you how I'm going to do that in just a second. There's a couple ways to approach this game. The Tigers are actually batting number 6 out of 30 teams in Major League Baseball. The Tigers are a really good hitting team, but they're always underdogs. So you can find really good value in the team total for the Tigers, and I am going to use their team total in a parlay here, and I'll tell you about that in just a moment. The Toronto Blue Jays are hitting 14 out of 30 teams. Very mediocre. The Toronto Blue Jays are the most underperforming team every year after year after year. They have good stars in their lineup, but they never properly perform. Bullpens. Both of these teams have terrible bullpens. I have the Tigers ranked 24th. Well, I have the Blue Jays ranked 29 in bullpens in all of Major League Baseball. Starting pitching, Jack Flaherty. I'm a big Jack Flaherty fan, actually. I really like him. He ranks 12 out of 30. Kind of mediocre, but he actually goes quite deep into the game. So a look at his outs recorded over would be a decent play, but that's not what I'm going to give out in this video. Chris Bassett goes for the Toronto Blue Jays. I have him ranked 12 out of 30 pitchers on a 30-pitcher curve. So both of these pitchers are fairly decent pitchers. The bullpens are both horrific, but the Tigers batting, I've made quite a few wins betting Tigers team total overs here, and I'm going to tie the Tigers team total together with the Reds team total in this one. So both team totals are 3.5 right here, but if you go to DraftKings, you can alt these team totals to 2.5. So this is a client play that I put out before I made this video. I have the Tigers over 2.5 and the Reds over 2.5 for a team total, and you can get those odds at only -122. It's good value. It's a client play, 2% client play that I put out earlier to my clients before I made this video. Both teams are playing teams with bad bullpens. They're also playing teams with shaky starting pitching. But if you look at the head-to-head, Patrick Corbin has awful numbers against these Reds batters in his career, and Bassett versus the Tigers in his career, really bad numbers. So given the fact that the Tigers bat number 6 in Major League Baseball, they're going against one of the worst bullpens in Major League Baseball and a pitcher who generally gives up a lot of hits and runs to them. The Tigers over 2.5 alted, and the Reds over 2.5 put together in a parlay over 2.5 for both of those teams at -22 is a client play that I'm giving out in this video. Another way to approach this game would be Detroit Tigers on the money line. I think the Tigers will probably win this game, but the actual client play would be that parlay. The last game I'm going to preview is the Royals versus the White Sox. So we got Michael Wacha going for the Royals, and we have Chris Flexen going for the White Sox. So breaking these teams down, batting, the White Sox rank 24 out of 30 teams in Major League Baseball, while the Royals rank 9th out of 30. So the Royals are a top 10 batting team, and the White Sox are a bottom 10 batting team. So bullpens, how do those shake out? Bullpen is the White Sox hugest liability in all of the rankings. They rank dead last, number 30 in bullpen is where I have their rankings, where I have the Royals ranked 11, which is right out of the top 10. Starting pitching, we have Chris Flexen ranked 26th in Major League Baseball on a curve of 30 out of all starting pitchers, and we have Michael Wacha ranked 11, which is a lot higher than I thought. I'm not a big Michael Wacha fan, but this season he's performed a little bit above his expectations, and today he's going against a team that is bottom 7 in batting, bottom 3 in bullpen, and bottom 5 in starting pitching. So today the Royals are minus 200. But here's a nice little betting tip from a betting veteran. You can take a -1. DraftKings offers game lines of -1, -1.5, -2. You can do that all the way up to 6 or 7 runs. And I like to take a -1. It's a lot safer than taking a -1.5 because with a -1, if your team wins by 1 run, you don't lose the bet. It's a push. So it's a lot safer. You don't get as good odds as if you lay a 1.5. However, a -1 is a nice, safe way to play this. You can get a -1 on the Royals here for about a -154 odds, which is decent enough for me, considering the Royals are basically top 11 in every category, and the White Sox are basically bottom 7 in every category. Wacha has really good numbers against the White Sox in his history. The one red flag for this play is Chris Flexen actually has decent numbers against the Royals in his career. However, since he's gone to the White Sox, he has just absolutely imploded and fallen apart. I don't think he will put up good numbers against the Royals today, but even if he does, the bottom-ranked bullpen for the White Sox against the number 9 hitting team in Major League Baseball should be able to gack up the game as they have been doing all season for the White Sox. So the other client play for this video is the Kansas City Royals -1. So to summarize the 2 client plays for this video, it is the Kansas City Royals -1. The other play is the Reds and Tigers alted team totals over 2.5 at -122. Those are my 2 client plays that I'm giving out here, and I broke down the 4 games. Again, go to the link below. You can get my 4% Major League Baseball money line play today. I've packaged that together with 2 pitcher prop plays, and you can get that at that link below. I am WagerTalk's #1 baseball profit capper year-to-date 2024, and I'm WagerTalk's #1 all sports profit capper 2 of the last 4 years. So ride with me. Grab that and use those free plays, and we're all going to cash together. One last grovel, hit the like and subscribe. Tell WagerTalk that you like Tokyo Brandon's information and you like Tokyo Brandon's free videos, and they'll let me keep making more. That's all for this video today. Appreciate you watching, and I'll be back with more.
No. You insulted him a little bit. You got a little out of order yourself.
No, I didn't insult him. I didn't insult him.
Insulted him a little bit.